Husband left me and our newborn baby for another woman. Original post June 16, 2024. We've been married for 3 years. I'm 30, he's 34. I had a baby 6 weeks ago after giving birth. My husband was cold and so distant. I thought that he needed time to adjust to the new normal, but turns out he was actually planning to leave us. 2 weeks ago he said to me that it's not working out anymore, and he doesn't want to be married to me. The news broke my heart. I kept asking him, why was he doing this to our family, and his response was, I can't pretend anymore. He took all his clothes and left 2 days after. I just had this gut feeling that he was seeing someone else, so I got into his email and found hotel reservations. He brought her on a vacation when I thought he was on a business trip. Searched her name on Facebook and saw him in the background of her pictures. Turns out this has been going on for a year. I'm so hurt dealing with this and taking care of a newborn baby. I've been crying all day for the past week and being delusional, thinking he will come back to us when he realizes he made a mistake. I texted him when I found out about the other woman, and he ignored me. Then hours later asked how our son was doing, so I blocked him. I've been feeling so lost. I have no appetite, haven't been eating. As a result, my milk supply is really low. I don't know what to do anymore. Relevant comments. Commenter, do you have family or friends who can help support you? I know you don't feel ready, but you need legal advice as to your entitlements. You need him to pay child support at the very least. Oop, my parents have been really supportive. Oop, on if she is able to change the locks of the house. Oop, don't think I'm legally allowed to change the locks. Update 1, June 25, 2024. This morning, my husband came back, saying he made a mistake leaving his family and wants to work things out. These past weeks have been so rough. I've cried myself to sleep many nights, all while taking care of a baby. I'm still hurting and feel even worse now that he's back. Coming back doesn't erase all the emotional stress he's caused me. He left me and our baby when we needed him the most. I'm so lost and confused. Relevant comments. Commenter, I wonder if she even knew he was married and divided by, or had a pregnant wife divided by newborn baby. I bet she recently found out. Just my guess. Nope, I think she knew. He told me he left her. I don't believe him. I actually sent her a message. I'm currently waiting on a response. Commenter, you need to speak with a lawyer. BC at him being at the house instead of you may work against you in the divorce, if it matters. Boop, I asked him to leave and he refused, so I left instead. I spoke to an attorney. They said I can't stop him from staying in our home. Boop, questioning if her husband was having a mental breakdown or not. Boop, if that's the case, he was having a mental breakdown even before I got pregnant. He was having an affair before I even got pregnant, and it all unfolded when I gave birth. Update 2, text messages from other woman, June 26, 2024. Texts with AP and I. This confirms he's a liar and has been lying to both of us. My previous post was very vague, so I thought I'd provide more detail. When my husband came back yesterday, he apologized and said it was a huge mistake. He admitted he wasn't thinking straight and would do anything to make things right between us. He wants to be here for me and our son, repeatedly asking what he needs to do to make things right. I told him I didn't want to see him right now and that it was best if he left, but he refused and kept begging to stay, saying he was sorry and calling himself an idiot who doesn't deserve me. I asked why he did this to us, and he admitted he wasn't thinking clearly and said, nothing can justify his horrible actions. Other woman, it's me. I don't use Messenger, so thought it would be better to text you. For starters, redacted told me why all were separated and he'd started the divorce process. Other woman, I feel so stupid now believing him. Oop, how long were we all seeing each other, and did you knew about our son all this time? Other woman, I met him a year ago at Starbucks, where he paid for my coffee. That moment marked the beginning of our relationship. A few months ago, I discovered about the baby and decided to break things off. However, he insisted that it didn't mean anything and kept expressing his desire to be with me. Other woman, he moved in with me weeks ago till this morning he woke up and said he's going back to his family. Oop, he told me weeks ago, the same time he moved in with you, that it wasn't working with us anymore, and he left me and our 4-week-old. OT, her woman, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I wouldn't let him move in with me had I know. Boop, you don't need to apologize, you didn't know. Move. Other, W, Oman, I'm stuck in a lease I can't afford by myself because he convinced me to get this apartment for us, only to bail on me. Whoop, how old are you? Our woman, 25. Other woman, please feel free to ask me anything you want to know. Other woman, were you ever separated? Oop, we were never separated and lived together till a few weeks after I gave birth. Oop, did he tell you why we separated? Other woman, he didn't say much, it was very brief. All he mentioned was that things weren't working out between you two and something about growing apart. Other woman, when I found out you were pregnant, he said you were trying to trap him with the baby. Oop, our child was planned actually, and it was his idea to begin with. It's clear as day he's a pathological liar. Other woman, is he back at your house or was that also one of his lies? Oop, he came back but we're not getting back together. Other woman, good for you, he's an asshole. Oh, W, for the record I'm done with him too. Relevant comments. How did Oop feel after talking with the other woman? Oop, thank you. I tried my best to be understanding and not get upset. This woman owes me nothing, I can't be mad at her. Oop on if the other woman knew about the baby. She was with the husband for a year before Oop found out. Oop, she knew but my guess is she really loved him and didn't care. Regardless, this is all on him. He was lying to both of us. I think she just wanted confirmation since we both know he lies about everything. If she chooses to take him back, that's on her. Update 3, July 3, 2024. In the process of filing for a divorce, the stress has been overwhelming. It even landed me in the hospital. My blood pressure was extremely high and I was severely dehydration. My attorney advised me to move back into the house until the divorce is finalized. Since then, things have been very strange. My husband is now trying to win me over, but it's too late. I strongly dislike him for leaving me for another woman. He has been taking care of our son during the day to give me breaks, cooking meals, and even bringing the food to me. I haven't been eating it. Instead, I throw it in the trash and have told him to stop cooking for me. He brought me flowers, which I also threw away. He's been trying to talk to me, but I walk away and lock myself in my bedroom. I'm staying in the guest room. Last night, he asked if we could watch a movie together, and I said no and told him to leave me alone. He's even cried and begged for another chance, but I can't get over what he's done to me. Despite everything, I found myself crying tonight, because I feel bad for treating him poorly. Why am I feeling bad for someone who disregarded my feelings and left me alone with our baby when I needed him the most? Want to add, I'm having a weak moment, second-guessing myself. Am I making the right decision by filing for this divorce, even though I know it's the right thing to do? Relevant comments. Commenter, it's normal to feel this way, because you have a heart unlike some lying-cheating bastards. Do not take him back. Stay strong. I'm sure you'll see his true colors once he sees you're not budging. Commenter, you are not treating him badly. You are treating him with all the kindness he deserves. I am so sorry. I've been following your story, and it blows my mind that he thinks he can grovel his way back into your good graces. Commenter, also up, eat the food for your milk supply, so you have more time with your son instead of cooking dinner. Commenter, I disagree. Maybe I have watched too many true crime shows. I wouldn't eat anything he cooks unless I watched every move and every ingredient. He might put something in the food when he does. Eventually. Blow up. Please be careful up. Oop, that's the reason. I won't eat what he makes, I don't trust him. Northeast W update. Update for July 20th, 2024. Still in the process of getting a divorce. I've been doing my best to ignore him and keep my distance, focusing on my son instead. I visit my parents every day, and sometimes I'll even spend the night with them. Despite this, he's still being nice, or at least pretending to be. I'm not sure if it's an act, but I've been ignoring it. He still makes food and coffee for me, but because I don't trust him, I'll usually don't eat the food. Occasionally, I'll drink the coffee. Last night, I was sitting on the couch watching a movie around midnight, thinking he was already in bed. While the movie was playing, he came in and asked if he could sit and watch with me. I told him I didn't care and to do whatever he wanted. He sat down, and later on, he touched my leg and kissed me. We ended up having sex. He finished in 1 minute. I went to bed last night, instantly regretting what happened, and now I'm so mad at myself. My head is all over place. Relevant comments. Commenter, please use protection. Heaven forbid this lunatic impregnate you again. Oop on if she is able to move to a new place while waiting for the divorce to take place. Oop, I would if I could. I was advised to stay in the Marshall home until the divorce is finalized. AITH for not breaking up with my girlfriend back when I found out she cheated on me. June 18th, 2024. I have been with my girlfriend for about 6 years now. 5 years ago she cheated on me. I found out but I didn't tell her I knew. If I'm being honest, I had very low self-esteem then and I thought she was the best I could do. I threw myself into my work, and I have improved my position at my employer. I have an opportunity now to move to a different location, and I kind of want a fresh start. I told my now ex that I'm accepting a job promotion and moving. She said she wasn't going to move away from her friends and family unless we had a more defined future. I said I understood and that I accepted that she was not going to come with me. She asked how long the job was for and I said it was a permanent move. She freaked out and said that I had wasted 6 years of her life planning a future with me. I mentioned that it really wasn't 6 years since she cheated on me at her sister's bachelorette party. She asked me when I found out and I told her. 2 of her friends told me about it and showed me pictures. I think they thought we talked about it and that I had forgiven her. I never brought it up after I found out. I got tested and I was much more careful with our use of condoms, but after I got over the shock of it, I just considered her a roommate I slept with. It was easier to stay with her than to break up and find someone new. She is calling me all kinds of names and trying to get people on her side. I really don't care. I'm moving across the country. I want an outside opinion though. Was I an asshole? I will state that I paid 75% of all our bills for the last 5 years, and I paid for vacations and gifts. I did fully treat her as a girlfriend. Comments. Commenter, run forests. She thinks it is not a big deal she cheats, but you leaving is the worst thing. If you know she cheated once, there must have been more. Glad you're out. Commenter, your ex didn't deserve any better, but you did. You should have left when you found out she cheated, for your own benefit. I don't think this has been a developmental experience that men should have. It's damaging, and you prolonged it. Commenter, bro, you are good. Move for the job. You deserve better than her. She didn't care about your feelings when she cheated, so why should you care about her in general? July 21st, 2024. She went nuts. I am glad to be a few states away from her. The ones who said it wasn't a one-time thing might be right. She spent the last month swinging between begging me to forgive her and calling me a worthless piece of shit. At the end she said that she was glad she hadn't been faithful, that she hooked up with guys whenever I went out of town for work. Then she said she didn't mean it and that she was lying to try and hurt me. Since I don't know what to believe, I'm just going to assume the worst is the truth. I'm liking this fresh start far away from that drama. Thank you all for the advice. Comments. Commenter, good luck. Fresh start and an STD test is all you need. Commenter, of course it's the truth. She is saying the truth out of anger. Just block her everywhere and forget she existed. My fiancée feels broken and wants to leave me because of her infertility. June 26, 2024. 27, male, and my girlfriend, 30, female, are due to get married in October. For context, my fiancée is the strongest woman I know and has endured the worst of humanity. I admire her strength and the way she can still laugh despite everything she has gone through. It's not my place to share her entire past, but her reproductive organs were mutilated years before she met me. She told me about it before we got serious, because she didn't want me to fall in love only to find out she couldn't carry a child. I was fine with it because, as long as I had her, my life was complete. Fast forward to now, and she's had reconstructive surgeries to see if it could improve her chances of carrying a child, because she wants to have at least one baby. However, the doctors have told her that she only has a low possibility of carrying a child, and she hasn't been the same since. She's constantly apologizing and keeps telling me she's broken and that I deserve better. I always try my best to reassure her and show her so much affection, but it's no use. She has already told me she's been thinking about canceling the wedding and leaving me because she believes I deserve to be married with someone who can give me children. I honestly just don't know what to do anymore. I don't want her to go, and my heart and soul ache so much just typing and thinking about her not being in my life anymore. If any of you out there have any advice, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Comments. Commenter, I think the best thing you can do is sit down and tell her straightforward. You didn't start dating her and propose just because you wanted her to carry your children. You started dating her and proposed because you love her, not what she can and can't give you. And tell her that if you were gonna leave because of that reason, you would have the moment she told you. Let her know you are still there because you love her. There are so many options for kids, adoption and surrogacy and so on, that her inability to not have one doesn't mean you guys can't have a happy life. Family is not just blood. Good luck, man. Hope it gets better. 3 weeks later. First off, I just wanted to thank everyone who left advice in my previous post a few weeks back. Your support and suggestions really helped a lot. Alright, well, on to the update, I guess. After my initial post, I used most of the advice I was given and told my fiancé how I felt, and we both had a meaningful conversation and held each other crying for a bit. For a while, things were going well. My fiancé and I attended some therapy sessions together, and during one of those sessions, she broke down and shared her dream of having kids. She told me she has always wanted children and thought I'd be a good father and that I deserve biological children. I told her I was okay with not having biological kids and that I love her regardless of what she can give me. We were doing so good after that, and we recently started exploring our options to have children together. However, today, a few hours ago, she went to her own therapy session, and when she came back, she was crying and packed a bag and left straight to her sister's house. I've tried contacting her, but she blocked my number. She just sent me an email explaining that she's not in the right mind space right now, telling me I deserve better and that she's too broken. She said a lot of fucked up things about herself, and it breaks my heart. I don't know what to do or if there's anything I can salvage from what we had. We were literally just talking about our wedding last night and how we couldn't wait for it. I'm a big fucking mess right now, sitting next to a bottle of whiskey. I know it's not the right way to cope, but it's hard when your life feels like it's falling apart. I wish I didn't have to come to strangers for help again, but I've got no one else. If any of you have any advice on what I could do next, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you everyone again. Commenter, I am so sorry. This type of situation often breaks a person or a relationship. Clearly, your ex made the ability to have biological children a foundational component in her self-worth, and now she has to refigure out who she is again and rebuild her self-image. I'm going to be blunt in the belief. The kindest way to talk about this is to be clear. I am referring to your ex as your ex because she is. Whether you think her reasons are good or bad, and no matter what yours or hers feelings are, she has decided she doesn't want to be in a relationship with you and block you. All you can do is respect her choice. Right now you need to be kind to yourself, mourn the loss of the future you were planning, mourn the loss of the person you love, because one way or another this is going to change both of you permanently. Accept and work through your anger at her, and yes, you are or will be angry at her because she has chosen to address her pain and your pain by running away from you instead of going through it with you. You will also likely feel guilty about being angry because you understand she is in pain. Work on letting the guilt go. Her pain may be an explanation, but it is not an acceptable justification. Our pain does not justify inflicting pain on others. Eat well, try to sleep properly, get some exercise, think about seeing a therapist. If you need someone to help you process your grief and anger, distract yourself with learning something new. You need to proceed on the assumption this is the end of the relationship. She may block you for days, weeks, months, years, and she may never come back. If she does come back, you should insist on couples counseling before you resume the relationship. 2 days later. I just woke up not too long ago, so please excuse any grammar mistakes, but I don't even know where to begin. My life has been flipped upside down, and I feel like vomiting. My ex-fiancée called me last night to say she needed a little space and that she wasn't giving up on us. She told me she realized her infertility was just one of many wounds she needs to heal, and that she had a mental breakdown after her therapist's session because of that realization. She later told me she met up with an ex that she hasn't seen in years earlier that day to talk in private because she needed closure. I got angry and felt betrayed that she went behind my back to talk to him. I understand her needing space to figure things out, but going behind my back like that hurt me so much. I told her I know we've both been hurting, but that was something I couldn't look past. She ended the call saying she needs this and that everything will be okay. About an hour later, her sister FaceTimed me to apologize for my ex-fiancé, and she secretly showed me my ex on FaceTime, laughing and planning to meet up with her ex again. I thanked her sister for letting me know, and she apologized again for my ex-fiancé. I've already sent a text to my ex-fiancé explaining how I'm planning to move forward with canceling our wedding, that she's just trying to make it out to be all my fault, that she's just trying to get her closure, and I'm an asshole for doing this to her. I don't know, maybe I am overreacting and probably doing too much, but I just feel to hurt. I know she's going through something mentally, but as of right now I need to focus on myself. I really hope she gets the help she needs, but I'm already making arrangements to cancel everything for the wedding. I don't care if I can't get my money back. I just want to be left alone for a while. I feel as if I failed her as a lover. I wanted to be her support system through all of this, but I guess I wasn't doing enough. I wish I could have been or done better for her, but that's all in the past now. I just keep blaming myself for everything, because I genuinely loved this woman with all my heart, and it really does seem like it's all my fault. I already miss her warm touch on my back every night, her whispering in my ear that she loves me so much, and her trying to climb my back whenever I'm doing stuff around the house. I have no idea How this went from us having infertility issues to this. I really want this to be a nightmare. For someone to tell me this is all a sick prank, but I know it's not. This is the end for us, and I just want to mourn this loss and move on with my life. Honestly, if it wasn't for my old man of a cat, who has been showing me unconditional love, I probably wouldn't be here giving you all this update right now. If I have anything interesting to update, I might just for advice, but as for now, I need to mourn the loss of her and the future we planned. Also, thank you so much to everyone who offered support and advice. Really meant a lot knowing that so many people actually cared. Relevant comments. Commenter, I'm really getting the feeling that her ex is the cause of her infertility in the first place. Otherwise, why would she talk to him while trying to process the trauma of her infertility? Just be glad she showed you who she really is before the wedding. Hopefully, you can get a few partial refunds on your deposits. Greater than noob. I never specified the reason for her infertility before because it's quite graphic. From what she and her family told me, her infertility was caused by an ex-boyfriend, not the one she recently met up with. He was extremely abusive, and when she decided to leave him, he pinned her down and mutilated her reproductive organs with a wire coat hanger. This left her with severe scarring, making it nearly impossible for her to carry a child. She has undergone numerous surgeries to try to repair the damage, but it didn't improve our chances. Greater than, despite my anger, I still sympathize with her, because no one should ever have to endure such trauma. During the years we were together, I did my best to make her feel safe, especially because she suffered from night terrors because of him. Greater than commenter. Then I wonder if the ex she is talking to dumped her because of the infertility, and now that she might have a chance at having a baby, she wants his baby. Greater than noob. I thought the same thing, but I doubt that's why she went back. Many doctors told us it was a very slim chance she could carry. We tried for a while before all of this, but unfortunately, she wasn't able to get pregnant. Also, from what I heard from her, he constantly cheated, never wanted children, and never wanted to get married, which are things she always wanted, but I don't care to know her reasoning for going back to him.